Have you ever wondered how they filmed the Battle of Hogwarts in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part II? Today on Collider, we take you behind the scenes to show you everything. Let's get started. The iconic Battle of Hogwarts presented one of the most ambitious and challenging tasks for the production design team. Under the leadership of Stuart Craig, the longtime production designer of the 8 Harry Potter films, the team had to meticulously craft a visually striking and emotionally impactful setting that reflected the devastation caused by the battle while maintaining the grandeur of the beloved school. One of the biggest challenges, as Stuart Craig revealed in interviews, was designing the ruins of Hogwarts. Since the castle had been a staple of the series for over a decade, its destruction had to be handled with care. The production team could not simply knock down sections of the existing set. Instead, they had to build new structures that convincingly depicted the wreckage while staying true to the established aesthetic. The team focused on maintaining strong visual profiles in the destruction, ensuring that every crumbling wall, shattered stained glass window, and broken pillar contributed to the overall composition of the scene. This attention to detail helped create a sense of scale and realism that made the destruction feel both dramatic and believable. Several iconic areas of Hogwarts were given a war-torn transformation for the battle. The Great Hall, which had been a centerpiece of the series since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, was shown with collapsed walls and fallen chandeliers, emphasizing the gravity of the battle's impact. The courtyard, a crucial location in the final duel between Harry and Voldemort, was meticulously designed with shattered stone structures and debris to create a visually arresting battleground. The viaduct entrance, another key location, was also partially destroyed, adding to the sense of widespread devastation. The art department carefully planned which sections would remain standing to create compelling silhouettes against the dramatic lighting of fire and smoke. Filming the intense battle scenes in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part II was a huge challenge that involved a mix of practical effects, stunt work, and some seriously impressive CGI. The Battle of Hogwarts, where Voldemort's forces face off against the students and teachers, is the epic climax of the entire series, and it required a ton of planning and coordination to make it feel as intense as it should. One of the key elements was using hundreds of extras to play students, teachers, and Death Eaters. These actors were in the thick of it, battling it out with wand duels throughout the Hogwarts courtyard. The aim was to make the battle feel chaotic and large-scale, so a lot of practical effects were used to ground the action in reality. But the final sequences would be far from just physical stunts, and CGI played a major role in making everything bigger and more intense. One of the trickiest parts to film was when Voldemort's army attacks the castle itself. It wasn't just about fighting. Actors had to dodge simulated explosions as they ran through the Hogwarts courtyard. The explosions were created using pyrotechnics and controlled demolitions. And even though it all looked pretty wild, a lot of care went into making sure everyone stayed safe. The timing of the explosions and where the actors were positioned had to be just right to make everything look real, but still keep the cast out of harm's way. The team worked hard to pull off that intense feeling of a war zone, but without risking anyone's safety. While a lot of the battle was filmed with real explosions and stunts, CGI was a game changer for making the destruction feel even bigger. Since there were limits to how much of the castle and battle scenes could be physically built on set, the production team used green screens and digital effects to extend the battle to larger-than-life proportions. A standout moment was when Hogwarts' protective shield starts to crumble. The team at Double Negative, DNEG, the visual effects company, worked on this sequence to make sure it looked as epic as it felt. The shield, which was a glowing barrier protecting the castle, shatters into fragments of light before it finally falls apart. DNEG spent a lot of time perfecting how this spell would break apart, and the final result was a stunning visual that really drove home the scale of Voldemort's assault on the school. All in all, the battle scenes were a perfect example of how practical and digital effects worked together to create something truly memorable. The actors and stunt teams brought the raw energy and realism to the physical fighting, but the CGI brought it to the next level by adding massive scale and destruction. The combination of both made the final battle feel huge and epic, capturing the chaos of war while still keeping it grounded in the wizarding world. The Battle of Hogwarts remains one of the most exciting and emotional moments in the Harry Potter series, and the way it was filmed and brought to life with practical effects and CGI is a huge part of what made it unforgettable and epic. The Battle of Hogwarts is also an emotional roller coaster that marks the end of a long journey for the characters and the actors portraying them. As the final battle unfolded, major character deaths and intense confrontations brought a heavy emotional weight to the film. It was the cast's performances that really gave the moment its depth. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, who had spent over a decade bringing Harry, Hermione, and Ron to life, were at the heart of this emotional journey. By the time they filmed the Battle of Hogwarts, the actors were fully immersed in their characters' growth, making the stakes feel even higher. For Daniel Radcliffe, who had grown alongside Harry, the battle was particularly poignant. By the time you get to the Battle of Hogwarts, Harry is, in some ways, the opposite of who he was in the first movie. He's matured, he's grown, and he's ready to fight for what's right, Radcliffe explained. But there's also this sadness because he knows the cost of war. Emma Watson also conveyed a powerful emotional arc. Throughout the battle, Hermione is forced to confront not only the physical danger around her, but also the emotional toll of war. Watson described her approach to the character in the final scenes. Hermione is someone who has always been so strong, so sure of herself, but now she's having to deal with the fear of losing the people she loves most. That's what makes the Battle of Hogwarts so emotional for her. There's this raw vulnerability in everything she does. Hermione's quiet moments of reflection amidst the chaos, like when she's worried about Ron or about the fate of their friends, added depth to the battle's emotional impact. Rupert Grint had his own emotional journey in the battle. Ron's growth from comic relief to a true hero was evident in his performance, especially in moments where he faces life-or-death situations alongside his friends. Ron has always been scared, but in this moment, he's willing to do anything to protect his family and friends, Grint said. That's what I love about playing Ron. It's about his heart. He might not have the natural talent like Harry or Hermione, but he's always there for the people he cares about. Then, there's Alan Rickman, whose portrayal of Severus Snape in the final film took on even more emotional weight, resulting heartbreaking for many. Snape's true loyalty is revealed, and Rickman's performance as a conflicted character facing his tragic fate was nothing short of brilliant. The Pensiev scene, filmed separately from the battle, served as a powerful counterpoint to the chaos and destruction unfolding at Hogwarts. Rickman's portrayal of Snape's sacrifice was heartbreaking, and it became a pivotal moment in the film. I always thought Snape was a man who lived in contradiction, Rickman said in an interview. His love for Lily Potter, his regret over what he did, it's all so deeply intertwined with his sense of duty. To finally show that vulnerability, especially in a moment of death, was something I knew had to resonate with the audience. The weight of these emotional performances was felt throughout the entire Battle of Hogwarts. As characters faced life-altering moments, the actors' ability to tap into the grief, fear, and hope of the situation brought authenticity to the chaos. The powerful deaths of beloved characters like Fred Weasley and Remus Lupin were a testament to the strength of the actors' performances, especially in moments of loss and heartache. Ultimately, the Battle of Hogwarts was not just a fight for survival, it was a battle for the souls of the characters we had come to know and love. And it was the raw, emotional performances of the cast that turned this epic conflict into a truly unforgettable cinematic experience. The destruction, explosions, and magic were all thrilling, but the real heart of the battle lay in the faces of the characters, as they fought for the people and ideals they believed in. Bringing the Battle of Hogwarts to life was no easy feat. The team had to carefully craft the destruction, making it look epic while keeping it true to the Hogwarts we all love. With a mix of practical effects and CGI magic, they pulled off a jaw-dropping finale. Thanks for watching, Collider. See you next time.